tell you, the trance music is actually really easy to make. What you just got to do is start with a really nice pumping kick. Right, you can see this one doesn't even have any processing on it. Like, it's really simple. It's just a super fat 909 style kick. I'm using this template here from my Modern Trance Toolkit. The link's at the top of the description. It's got a bunch of sounds for making trance music. But you literally just take your kick, add in a bass line, you know, really simple musical stuff. Root 5, 6, right? Really not crazy. And then 3 here as far as the scale notes, right? It's really not that complicated to do. And then you just needed to kind of groove with the kick. I've got that sidechain to the kick as well. No other processing. Like I said, it's very simple. If you just have good elements, it'll work. You get your drums. Just some very basic hi-hats, right? You can see not a whole lot going on there, and then a clap. And this is really like dead simple music production. It really can't get much more simple than making trance. I've got even a little bit of like a breakbeat loop. Again, this is all available in the Modern Trance Toolkit. This has a little bit of just volume ducking with this auto pan and then a high pass here. We add a few little layers onto the bass. All playing the same MIDI, mind you. You can see we just have this little organ layer. Basically just 2 sine waves, 1 an octave and 7 semitones up, and then a very short envelope. That's also sidechain to the kick. The main bass is just a saw wave, a sub, and then a triangle wave. Everything's at the same octave, and then we just have a low pass filter with this kind of punchy envelope on it. And then this layer as well, which is basically the same thing, right? You can see that same envelope on the low pass filter, but this, I'm using this modern sweep wavetable, so you kind of put that with the other bass. And also high pass it a little bit and sidechain it like the other one. And it's just adding a little bit of like punch and attack to it. You put this with the organ. And already we have a really good foundation for a track. So much of what you're hearing is this. And I think it's easy to get caught up in a lot of stuff with trance, right? A lot of people think it's all these synths and so much more than it really is. But if you just start with this foundation, which again is very simple to make, you know, you have something that you can build a whole track on. So then from there, I have a little bit of an ARP. You can see, again, really simple. This is following the same notes that you saw in the bass line down here. The 5th right here. And then, right, we're going 3, 4, 9, and then back up. It's really simple musically. Right, it's all about you have this, and then you resolve it back to itself. And that's really where a lot of this happens, right? It's like in that resolution and that semitone difference there. But it's really basic what's actually happening, you know? You know, don't overcomplicate it. As far as the sound, it's even simpler. It's literally just a sine wave. I've got 2 sine waves here, detuned a little bit inside of analog. Just a bit of delay and reverb, really not that crazy. A high pass filter, and then we're just side chaining that to the kick. This is just playing that same chord progression that the bass is playing with a little bit of melody up here. You know, and if you struggle with melodies too, right? We're in the key of B minor here. You could literally just go into your MIDI over here, click this to turn on scale mode, and just change it to the key you're in, right? And then it'll literally show you the notes that are in that scale, so you kind of can't go wrong. Like, you know, you can get melodies really quickly that way. So even if you struggle with that, it's not that hard if you got Ableton. This one's very similar to the bass patch that I showed you, where it's a saw wave, and I got a little bit of this white noise. They're going into a filter with an envelope. You know, just a little bit of reverb, sidechain, high pass. Again, it's all like very simple stuff. Probably the most complicated one here is just this little guitar. It's kind of like independent, but if you listen to it with the chord progression, it goes really nicely. Right, gives you that summery kind of feel. But yeah, it's just a basic, you know, that same B minor scale. This one's this Ableton guitar sound. A little bit of amp and cabinet, some delay and reverb. I'm telling you guys, trance music is very easy to make. It's really not as hard as you might think it is. I think when you hear it for the first time, you know, and you hear something that's really big like this, it can throw you off, but really, like, it's not that crazy what's happening here. It's just a really good chord progression with some really pounding drums, and then everything else kind of sits on top of that. And then when you have like 3 synths like this, you can build an arrangement as well, right? Like, you hear this, like if I just play this. Right, there's your intro into your breakdown, just taking things in and out. So yeah, it's really not that hard to make trance music. I wanted to just make a quick video to show you guys really like the method, and show you also like kind of cut through some noise of like, yeah, it's just really not that complicated. So if you guys enjoyed that video, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Let me know if you want to see more of these like kind of easy breakdown videos in the comments. Like I said, you can get the Modern Trance Toolkit, which has this template plus a whole bunch more. It's literally everything over here, a bunch of drums, Ableton presets, Ableton templates, MIDI, breakbeats, rave loops, even some Serum presets. So yeah, everything you need to make trance like this will get you going instantly as soon as you download this. Thanks for the support, everybody. Every bit helps, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video.